Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Do you ever feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster you can't get off of? One minute you're fine, the next a rude comment, a traffic jam, or a work email sends a jolt of white-hot anger through you. Or perhaps it's a creeping sense of anxiety about the future, a constant what-if that hums in the background of your mind, stealing your peace. You are not alone. Our modern world, with its 24/7 news cycles, social media pressures, and constant demands, can feel like a factory designed specifically to produce stress, anger, and anxiety. But what if I told you that a 2,000-year-old philosophy, born in the bustling marketplaces of ancient Athens and honed in the corridors of Roman power, holds a practical, actionable toolkit for reclaiming your calm and mastering your emotional world? This isn't about suppressing what you feel or becoming a robot. It's about understanding, processing, and choosing your response. Today, we are diving deep into the powerful wisdom of Stoicism. We're going to unpack 4 timeless, practical techniques that you can start using to conquer anger, dissolve anxiety, and build an unshakable core of inner tranquility, no matter what life throws at you. Our first and most fundamental tool is the cornerstone of all Stoic practice. It's called the Dichotomy of Control. The former slave-turned-philosopher Epictetus put it with beautiful simplicity. Some things are within our control and some are not. This sounds obvious, right? But internalizing this concept is a life-changing practice. The Stoics argued that almost all our negative emotions, our anger, frustration, anxiety, and despair, stem from a simple mistake, trying to control what we cannot while neglecting what we can. So, what's in our control? The Stoics are very specific. It's our inner world, our judgments, our opinions, our voluntary actions, our desires, our aversions. In short, how we choose to think about and respond to the world. And what's in our control? Well, basically everything else. Our body, it can get sick. Our reputation, people will think what they want. Our possessions, they can be lost or broken. And all external events, from the weather and the economy to, most importantly, the actions of other people. Think about a common source of anger, a traffic jam. You're late for an important meeting. The cars are barely moving. You feel your blood pressure rising, you start honking your horn, cursing the other drivers. You are miserable. A Stoic would say your misery isn't caused by the traffic jam itself. The traffic is an external event, completely outside your control. Your misery is caused by your pressing that the traffic jam is a terrible, unfair thing, and you're futile for it to magically disappear. The Stoic response? First, recognize the traffic is outside your control. Fighting it is like shouting at the rain. Second, turn your focus to what you control, your reaction. You can choose to use this time productively. You can listen to an educational podcast. You can practice deep breathing. You can call ahead to the meeting and calmly explain you'll be late. You can choose to accept reality instead of raging against it. The external situation is the same, but your internal experience is transformed from one of stressful fury to one of calm acceptance. This principle applies everywhere. You can't control if you get a promotion, but you can control the quality of your work and your preparation. You can't control a critical comment online, but you can control whether you let it ruin your day. This is the first step to emotional freedom, clearly separating what is yours to manage and what is not. Okay, so once we've identified that our thoughts and judgments are within our power, the next logical question is, how do we actually con in them? This brings us to our second technique, a powerful method that modern psychology has validated, cognitive reframing. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." He understood that events themselves are neutral. They are just facts. It is the story we tell ourselves about those events, the meaning we assign them, that creates our emotional response. Anger and anxiety are often fueled by automatic, distorted, and irrational thoughts. Cognitive reframing is the conscious process of challenging and changing these thoughts. Let's take a common anxiety trigger, giving a presentation at work. The automatic negative thought might be, I'm going to mess this up, everyone will think I'm an idiot, this is going to be a disaster. This thought spiral creates a physical sensation of anxiety, a racing heart, sweaty palms. A Stoic using cognitive reframing would treat this thought like an object of scrutiny. First, identify the thought. I'm going to fail and be humiliated. Second, challenge it with logic. Is it an absolute certainty that you will fail? Unlikely. Have you prepared? Yes. Even if you stumble, will everyone truly think you're an idiot, or is that a catastrophic exaggeration? Is one imperfect presentation a life-defining disaster, or is it simply an event, an opportunity to learn and improve? You are challenging that, not the event. Third, reframe it. Replace the irrational, emotional thought with a rational, objective one. The reframe might sound like this. I am feeling nervous about this presentation, which is a normal reaction. I have prepared thoroughly and I am capable of delivering it well. My goal is to do my best and share valuable information. The outcome is not entirely in my control, but my effort is. Whatever happens, it is an experience I can learn from. Do you feel the difference? The anxiety doesn't necessarily vanish, but you've taken away its fuel. You've transformed a perceived threat into a manageable challenge. This is a mental muscle. The more you practice catching and reframing your thoughts, the more it becomes your default response, creating a buffer between an event and your emotional reaction. Now, these techniques are fantastic for daily frustrations, but what about the big, deep-seated fears that cause profound anxiety? The fear of losing your job, of a relationship ending, of getting sick? For this, the Stoics employed a practice that sounds counterintuitive but is incredibly powerful: premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of future evils. This is not about being a pessimist or dwelling on negativity. It's a form of strategic negative visualization. It is a mental stress test, an exercise in building resilience. Here's how it works. You set aside time to calmly and deliberately imagine things going wrong. You don't just think, what if I lose my job? You visualize it in detail. You imagine your boss calling you in. You imagine packing up your desk. You imagine the uncertainty of the next day. Why on earth would anyone do this? For two profound reasons.
First, it desensitizes you to fear and prepares you for adversity. By confronting your worst fears in the controlled environment of your mind, you strip them of their terror. Fear often thrives on the unknown. By making it known, by walking through it mentally, you realize that even the worst-case scenario is likely survivable. You might even start problem-solving. Okay, if I lost my job, what would be my first step? I'd update my resume. I'd reach out to my network. I'd cut back on expenses. You're rehearsing your response, transforming vague panic into a concrete action plan. This builds immense psychological resilience. Second, and perhaps more beautifully, it cultivates profound gratitude. After spending 10 minutes imagining the loss of your health, your home, or your loved ones, you return to the present moment. Suddenly, your ordinary life, the things you take for granted, are cast in a brilliant new light. Your job, even with its annoyances, is a source of security. Your partner, even after a small argument, is a cherished presence. The simple fact of your health feels like a winning lottery ticket. Premeditatio malorum allows you to appreciate what you have without having to actually lose it. Finally, when you're caught in the grip of anger or anxiety and your personal problems feel all-consuming and impossibly large, the Stoics offer one last visualization exercise to instantly shift your perspective. It's a technique Marcus Aurelius practiced often, known as the view from above. Find a quiet place and close your eyes. Imagine your consciousness gently floating upwards, out of your body. See yourself sitting in the room. Rise higher and see your building, your street, your neighborhood. Keep rising. See your entire city laid out below you like a map. Rise higher still until you can see your country, the continents, and finally the entire Earth. A beautiful, silent, blue and white marble suspended in the infinite, star-dusted blackness of space. From this cosmic vantage point, contemplate all the human activity happening on that tiny sphere. Billions of people, all with their own hopes, fears, dramas, and struggles. Now, from this vast perspective, try to locate your specific problem. The argument you had, the deadline you're worried about, the insult that made you so angry. From the view from above, how significant does it truly seem? The exercise isn't meant to invalidate your feelings, but to put them in their proper context. It humbles the ego, shrinks the perceived size of your troubles, and reminds you that your life is part of a much, much larger tapestry. It breaks the spell of self-absorption that so often fuels our emotional distress, replacing it with a sense of awe, connection, and perspective. Your problem hasn't vanished, but its power over you has diminished. So there you have it, 4 powerful, practical secrets from the Stoics. The dichotomy of control, to focus your energy where it matters. Cognitive reframing, to master the stories you tell yourself. Premeditatio malorum, to build resilience and gratitude. And the view from above, to instantly regain perspective. Stoicism isn't a magic pill, but it is a philosophy for life. It's a training system for the mind, designed to help you navigate the inevitable challenges of being human with wisdom, courage, and tranquility. It's about building your own inner citadel of peace that no external event can breach. If you found these ancient secrets helpful for your modern life, please do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more people. Share it with a friend or family member who you think might benefit from this wisdom. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell for more insights into practical philosophy and self-improvement. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 4 techniques are you going to try first? Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you hold the power to choose your response and cultivate your own peace. Until next time.